2 Kings 25, the last chapter before we move on to Jeremiah. I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. The letter J is about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. Yah is short for YahWeh, Yahweh, no difference. Yod-He, Vod-He. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only. Yah is a very jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. Annals is chronicles. Judges is rulers. Rulers is judges. To take a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. And you'll notice as I've read so far that the names that I've been saying, even with my horrible translation skills, still sound very similar to the English version. And I'm pretty sure Mitzrayim, before it became the name Egypt, I'm pretty sure they just changed the names. Like, as you've been seeing, they've been changing their names, and they've been changing the names of cities throughout the whole Bible, so it makes total sense. 2 Kings 25. And it came to be in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th new moon, so the 10th month, of the 10th of the new moon, that Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and all his army came against Jerusalem and encamped against it, and they built a siege wall against it all around. And the city was besieged until the 11th year of the sovereign of Sidquiah. In the 9th of the new moon, the scarcity of food had become so severe in the city that there was no food for the people of the land. Then the city wall was breached, and all the men of battle fled at night by way of the gate between two walls, which was by the sovereign's garden, even though the Kasdim were still encamped all around against the city. And the sovereign went by way of the desert plain, and the army of the Kasdim pursued the sovereign and overtook him in the desert plains of Jericho. That's Jericho. Jericho and all his army was scattered from him, and they seized the sovereign and brought him up to the sovereign of Babel at Riblah, Riblah, and they pronounced sentence on him, and they slew the sons of Sidquiah before his eyes, and put out the eyes of Sidquiah, and bound him with bronze shackles, and took him to Babel. And in the 5th new moon, on the 7th of the new moon, so the 5th month of the 7th, on the 7th day of that new moon, which was the 19th year of sovereign Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, Nebuzaradan, Neb with a line underneath it, Uzarad with a line underneath it, An, the chief of the guard, a servant of the sovereign of Babel, came to Jerusalem, and he burned the house of YahWeh and the house of the sovereign, and all the houses of Jerusalem. With every great house he burned with fire, and all the army of the Kasdim, who were with the chief of the guard, broke down the walls of Jerusalem all around. And Nebuzaradan, the chief of the guard, took into exile the rest of the people who were left in the city, and the deserters who deserted to the sovereign of Babel with the rest of the multitude. But the chief of the guard left some of the poor of the land as vine dressers and farmers. And the bronze columns that were in the house of YahWeh, and the stands and the bronze seat that were in the house of YahWeh, the Kasdim broke in pieces and took their bronze away to Babel. And they took the pots and the shovels and the snuffers and the ladles and all the bronze utensils the priests used in the service. And the chief of the guard took the fire holders and the basins, which were of solid gold and solid silver. I just want to point out that Manasseh that filled Jerusalem with blood. People prophesied that earlier on in the Bible, and I just remembered that. And the chief of the guard took the fire holders and the basins which were of solid gold and solid silver. The bronze of all these utensils was beyond measure. The 2 columns, the 1 seat, and the stands which Shlomo had made for the house of YahWeh. The height of 1 column was 18 cubits, and the capital on it was of bronze. And the height of the capital was 3 cubits, and the network and pomegranates all around the capital were all of bronze. And the 2nd column was the same with a network. And the chief of the guard took Suriah, Serayah, the chief priest, and Sephaniah, Tsephanyhu, the 2nd priest, and the 3 doorkeepers. And out of the city he took a certain eunuch who was appointed over the men of battle, and 5 men of those who saw the sovereign's face, who were found in the city, and the chief scribe of the army who mustered the people of the land, and 60 men of the people of the land who were found in the city. And Nebuzaradan, chief of the guard, took them and made them go to the sovereign of Babel, at Riblah. And the sovereign of Babel struck them and put them to death at Riblah in the land of Hamath. So he exiled Yehuda from its own land. And I'm pretty sure the reason why he killed off anyone who was basically an influence to the people was to make sure that the people stay slaves and they don't have anyone to be like, hey man, let's rise up. And they'd be like, yeah, let's rise up. Because the guy who was like, let's rise up, was just put to death. So everyone else is like, oh. And he appointed Gedaliah, Ged, with a line underneath of it, Alyahu, son of Ahiquam, with a dot, Iqam, son of Shaphan, over the people who were left in the land of Yehuda, whom Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, had left, and all the commanders of the armies. They and their men heard that the sovereign of Babel had appointed Gedaliah, and they came to Gedaliah at Mitzvah, Mitspah, even Ishmael, Yishma, with a half a check mark, L, son of Nathana, Nethanyah, and Johanna, Yoh, with a dot, Anan, son of Quira, or Quari, Qare, with a half a check mark, with a dot, and Sirah, son of Tanhumeth, Tanh, with a dot, Umeth, the Netophathite, Netophathite, and Yazaniah, Yazanyhu, the son of a Maacathite, Maak, with a line underneath it, Athite, and their men. And Gedaliah swore to them and their men, and said to them, do not be afraid of the servants of Kasdim. Dwell in the land and serve the sovereign of Babel, and let it be well with you. And in the 7th new moon, so the 7th month, it came to be that Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, son of Elishama, Elishama, of the seed of the reign, came with 10 men and struck Gedaliah, that he died, and the Yehudim, Yehud with a line underneath it, IM, and the Kasdim who were with him at Mitzvah, and all the people rose up, small and great, and the commanders of the armies, and went to Mitzrayim, for they were afraid of the Kasdim. And it came to be in the 37th year of the exile of Jehoiakim, sovereign of Yehuda, in the 12th new moon. Alright, so excuse the each new moon being a month, because there's 12th new moon, yeah, the 12th month. Don't listen to me, I'm just slow. On the 27th of the new moon, that Ewil Merodach, Ewil is EWIL dash capital MEROD with a line underneath of it, AK with a line underneath of it, sovereign of Babel, in the year that he began to reign, released Jehoiakim, sovereign of Yehuda, from prison, and spoke kindly to him, and set his throne above the throne of the sovereigns who were with him in Babel, and changed his prison garments, and he ate bread continually before the sovereign all the days of his life, and as his allowance, a continual allowance was given to him from the sovereign, a quota for each day, all the days of his life. Interesting. So this man just had a random moment of kindness and decided to take him out of prison and treat him like a human being until the day he died. And he gave him a quota. So stuff until that same stuff amount every single day until he died. It's pretty awesome.